Confetti Club. It is Pixie. It has been a while since we've done a slumber party sesh, if you couldn't grasp from the hopefully immaculate slumby vibes. After the last video, I was like, I want to do something so chill and low-key and low production value. So I'm not even putting on makeup. In fact, I have a face mask here. I scrounged around the pharmacy drugstore. What do you guys call like a... Is it a convenience store? Oh, I'm talking too loud. I rooted around in the store to make sure it was a cool color. And the sheet masks are scary. I'm sorry. So get cozy, get comfy, grab a snack, grab a beverage, grab a face mask, do your nails. I was gonna say work on your thesis. That doesn't match. That doesn't... Okay. I love these things because if you sit down, you can really like just encapsulate your whole self in there. But yeah, I just wanted to chat. Okay, I'm stuck in the hoodie. But yeah, let the slumby activities begin. This is meant to stay on for 15 to 20 minutes? 10 to 15. So I can put it on, I can blab until the 20-minute timer thing runs out on my camera, and then I'll wash my face and then I'll come back and continue blabbing. But I've had a little list of topics that I wanted to chat about in like a hangy outy, heart-to-heart, whatever, slumpy big sister, but this kind of video. And I had them written down for a while, and then on my recent video I got this awesome comment. So I already had this little list of topics surrounding this larger topic, and then I got this comment on my most recent video, and I thought it was a great jumping off point. I love that you talked about the burnout period that happens after art/fashion school. I feel like everyone has that period of just complete and utter lack of artistic inspiration for yourself, which makes you feel kind of weird because you just got your degree for this thing and now you can't bring yourself to even look in the direction of your tools/craft. So thank you, that meant a lot to my brain wall. I want to talk about this because this is such a bizarre and isolating and weird experience that I'm kind of finally out from the other end of. And I also want to tie it into like, you know, where's my store? You know, what's going on with 5-Petal Flower, and am I ever gonna do that, or am I just gonna be a YouTuber forever and avoid my destiny? Oh, we're doing it. That's exactly the color I wanted it to be. Oh yeah! Ooh. Hi, Sticker Cat. So basically, it's kind of what the comment sounds like. After fashion school, I had a really hard time really thinking about fashion or sewing or my brand or my like fashion career for a while, and it was like really emotionally uncomfortable. There are 1,000,001 reasons for this, and I also want to preface this video by being like, if this sounds like I'm just complaining or whining, that's kind of fair, and I really, like, I fear that this video is gonna just sound like 20 minutes of Pixie Locks, like, making excuses for why she hasn't started her fashion brand. So if you can put aside, like, that very sad, negative take on what this video could be perceived as, and more so like, can we chat about the experience of the burnout and the demand avoidance and the, you know, the mental frickery. But I've heard from people who went to school for all kinds of different stuff sharing with me that they've had this exact same period of like, the kitty cat is cringing, being really avoidant of the thing you went to school for. And I think a big part of it is burnout. A big part of it is like, hey, you just got out of multiple years of having to do this thing in very particular ways for other people's approval, and like a lot of money and your livelihood depended on it. So like, that's the most stressful circumstance to make art in, probably. And that's what school's for, and it was amazing, and I loved school. And again, I don't want this to sound like I'm like, boo-hoo! In art school I had to make things for my teachers. Like, that is not it at all. But it definitely does something to your brain when you get out, and you're like, I can't even look at my machine. That comment really nailed it on the head. I can't even look in the direction of my tools. I was scared to walk into my office for a while. I think I talked about that. I think I was like, my machine didn't get threaded for like a year or something. Or I would do like one teeny tiny little project on it and then continue avoiding it, you know? It felt painful. It would make my heart pound. I have heard people say that they had this kind of burnout period of like really high emotion avoidance. From people who went to writing school, to theater school, to arts. I guess they're all in the arts. If you've gone to school for like STEM or being like a teacher of math, did you also get this? Could you not look at math? Could you just not? For a while you were like, I need a calculator. I literally can't add up this tip right now. I'm gonna freak out. Not making fun of you, because literally people would be like, can you hem these pants? And I'd be like, I'm too scared. I'm too scared because what if I forgot? And of course, a big part of this as well, oh no, not in my mouth. A big part of this as well was the whole finding out I had DID thing. That, you know, took up a lot of my brain space, and I really needed to like take time to just focus on healing, just to get to a point where I was more stable. We're working, we're talking to our friends, we're talking to our family, we're leaving the house, we're not going that crazy, we're self-aware of our symptoms, we're communicating pretty well with parts, yada yada yada. Am I just gonna keep this hand with this on it? That's horrible. I'll keep it out of frame so you don't have to look. Is this scary? I thought that this would be a fun video idea, but I can't really see the viewfinder that bad, and I kind of look like the mask. Is this a cute, fun, girly pop moment, or do I look really scary? Okay, let me look at my notes. Yeah, post-college burnout is so common. DID, obviously. And also the pandemic. So not only did I have to take time to, like, figure out what the hell was going on so that I was literally, like, safe as a person in the world first. So I was really not thinking about like what color bows I was gonna put in my online store. I was like, how do I make the baby crying in my head stop, and how do I not like Control-Alt-Delete myself? That was the lamest way. I'm not gonna say sewer slide. I'm not gonna say unalive. But priorities, you know, on the pyramid of like human need. Taming the voices comes above, like, making little jewelry. And this also kind of added an extra layer of fear with the whole burnout thing and so many months. I don't think it was a whole year, but it was several months where I just couldn't look at it. 'Cause my memory is really and I am so... Sorry, that was loud. But that's how... is appropriate for the amount of grateful I am that I have memory of the things I learned at college. Can you imagine if you paid to go to college and then you had amnesia for the information? Could I get a refund? Probably not! Like, that is one of the scariest things I can ever imagine. Hello? That's one of the scariest things I can ever imagine. So I was really scared. And I do experience sudden loss of knowledge or whatever when sometimes different combinations of parts will be co-conscious or passive influencing, and I will need to Google how to thread my machine, which I've had for 100 million years. Or other things where it's like kind of simple information that I know when I'm fully me, and I just keep a lot of notes, and you know, we've worked on communication to get kind of good enough so that I can come in and be like, oh, you do this, you baste it down, and then you sew the zipper in, and then you hand sew it. So, teamwork and stuff, but a big part of my avoidance was being like, what if I sit down and I don't remember? And I know a lot of people without DID or amnesia problems experience that too. I've heard my mom say this. I've heard Stevie say this. This fear of like, oh, I have a wedding to photograph tomorrow. What if I get there and I don't know what I'm doing? What if I just forgot? So I know this is universal, but bro, when you have your memories disorder, and you're going to go see if you remember what you learned in college while your brain was cracking open, it's like, Oh, I hope I took good notes. And Mama did. Thank God. Mama did. I really hope this doesn't look scary, but I'm gonna go wash it off and then I'll have a normal face again. I just thought it would be vibes. And another thing that I wanted to talk about that's kind of separate from the general post-college burnout thing is my fears in general with launching my brand and starting a small business. I have so many fears surrounding this, and unfortunately, like, they're not unfounded. I am desperately afraid of my work getting knocked off and mass-produced on Shein and stuff. This has already happened to a degree, and I literally I have so many designs that are so precious to me in my brain that I'm scared to even post a sketch of, because I know my babies are gonna be stolen from me, and there's just nothing you can do other than make a video being like, Shein stole my design, and causing enough of a media stir as you can that maybe they'll take it down, but it'll happen again. It will happen again. I'm also afraid of people being malicious for malicious sake, which people are towards me all the time, and if I start a business, that's going to open up a whole other avenue of vulnerable things for people to attack. Whether it's true or not, I'm afraid of people leaving bad reviews just to, like, f*** with me. I'm also afraid of, like, what if something goes wrong? What if I make something and then the package comes and I don't know. I have so many fears, and I need to stop letting them stop me. This is the thing. This is not the only thing that has kind of stopped me in my tracks, because if it was, I'd be like, girl, you gotta get up and you gotta do it, because the designs and the art is not helping anyone in your head. You gotta get out there, you gotta sell this stuff, you gotta supply the slow fashion, you know, handmade goods to the sweeties of the world. You gotta start pumping out the goods. But also, I definitely can you imagine if I started my small business in 2021? My memory was so bad, I couldn't reply to emails. Like, it would have been a disaster. Things would have fallen behind. I literally was incapable of running a business at that time. And I'm also worried of people telling me in the future when I am successfully, like, chugging along, doing things well, I'm worried of people being like, you're mentally ill and you're not fit to run this business. People have already told me that. They're like, you don't deserve to have a platform, you're too ill. Hey, that's crazy. That's ableist. I'm a calm person who's sharing art and being chill. Like, oh mama. So I guess where I want to lead this video into is the fact that I have been working really, really, really hard behind the scenes since about December. My focus got shifted a bit more to the strawberry dress over the last month, but I have been putting in a lot of work, and I'm hoping to finally launch 5 Petal Flower. I don't want to promise a month, a season, or even a year. It would be cool if it could happen this year, but I don't want to promise anything, because this thing also happens where whenever I speak out loud my project idea or work in progress or any sort of, like, I tell people about a great plan I have, this thing happens where it feels like in my brain like I did it, because I get the satisfaction of someone saying, oh, that's a cool idea, oh, that'd be awesome, and my brain goes, that's awesome, you did it. You didn't do it. You gotta do it. I've heard about people talk about this phenomenon too. So there's all kinds of little, just like beep beep bop boop boop, little like beep beep boop boop that I gotta fight away. I gotta be like, don't worry about the art theft. Don't be scared about the burnout. And like, I want to be able to talk about my ideas so that you guys know that I'm like doing stuff, and I want to be able to vlog like me working on my website and stuff, and I probably will. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't go, I'm finally launching my store, and then something happens and I'm just like, I can't do it. Like, bro, I just want this to happen. I want this to happen probably more than any of y'all. So, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you for being so patient. If you're someone who's been following, being like, girl, when am I gonna be able to buy a shirt? I appreciate you and your patience. And it's really weird too, because like 3 or 4 years feels like way less time now. As you age, like 3 years when you're 15 is like, bro, I was 12. That's so much of my life. But now that I'm 26, 3 years is like I was still an adult person. Time kind of passes slower, you know? Well, it literally kind of does, because as you get older, it's like the percentage of, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, basically if you feel like it's been 100 million years, it might feel that way. But I promise I'm working on it, and I'm chugging along, and I'm just trying to get all my ducks in a row. There are so many steps, and I'm really sorry if this sounds complainy. I just want you to know it's a lot more than just, I make a bunch of skirts and shirts and accessories and I list them on Etsy and I decide a price and then we go. It's like, there's a lot of government phone calls and forms and numbers and registration and so much math with shipping and deciding what my size chart is gonna be. Okay, the camera timer just ran out, so I'm gonna go wash my face. Don't gossip while I'm gone. That was nice. I gotta work more refreshing activities into the middle of my videos. Bro, I feel like I could freaking film a whole other video right now. I'm also re-dyeing my hair tonight, so do not judge. The roots are crazy. Are you ready? Bam. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. Basically, I have been working on 5-petal flower pretty consistently for like 3-4 months, and things are cooking. It's just a huge process, and I promise it's more than like you design stuff and you make it, then you sell it. It's like, you gotta figure out how you're gonna ship stuff. You gotta pick a it's like setting up a whole business. You know, you're not dumb. And again, I really, really, really don't want this to come across as like, influencer complains about how her fucking job is hard when it's completely not. 'Cause I know it's insanely privileged and just hugely crazy that I have been able to just like, I've been able to take this much time with it, you know? But yeah, basically the stuff I'm doing right now, I'm building my website, which I'm putting so much frickin' love and just a stupid amount of detail and illustrative little nooks and crannies into. I'm revamping my logo. I'm like totally changing the logo. That logo was kind of just like a first draft to give you the idea. I have to do like a whole set of graphic design. I have some of it done from before, from college, so I'm not abandoning everything I did before, but I have kind of honed in on my aesthetic, at least for launching. I have noticed like other brands, they will do like multiple different logos and kind of multiple different website aesthetic layouts over the eras, so I don't have to completely like sell my soul to tulips and Polly Pockets and then I can never do like donuts and birthday cakes. Like, you know, the world is your oyster, but you gotta start somewhere. And I'm talking to me, as per usual. Oh, doing it sustainably and ethically also makes this take like 100 times longer, because you have to really put in a lot of extra research time. Mostly it's a lot of Googling, trying to find suppliers and manufacturers and, you know, biodegradable, compostable, recyclable, like weighing your options, getting hang tags and woven labels and packaging mailers, and there's so many little fucking things. So yeah, I'm working on it. It's just a lot of work that is behind the scenes that doesn't really look like much yet. So thank you for being patient, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope maybe it was like a cathartic listen if you also went to school for anything art related or not, and afterwards you were like, oh my god, I literally feel like me and my sketchbook are like magnets, and it's like, you know? This was a very rambly one. Let me know if you guys like this. Again, nothing revolutionary. My videos lately have been very chill and cozy, and I like that. Do you like that? Let me know. Would you like more videos about pain and suffering? Anyway, we love you guys so much. We will see you in the next video, which is not this one, because this one is over. Bye.